And today I'm going to teach you all about how to manage your time and really enjoy the month of December. I get it, time is short. There's a lot of things going on. I understand firsthand. I have 5 little boys. My oldest is 11, my youngest is about to turn 1. Our anniversary is in December. We have church parties, we have school activities, we have neighborhood things, we have family parties with our extended family, and we have the holidays and all of the shopping and the different things that we have going on. And it seems like in the month of December, the common theme for women is, I do not have enough time. So I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for how I manage my time in December and how I really keep things moving well. And my goal today is that I can give you some good information, but more importantly, that I can give you some just perspective that you're doing a great job, you're absolutely amazing, and you really are just wonderful. So if you're on the train of I don't like myself and I'm not doing very good and I'm failing at Christmas, just jump off of that train and let's get on to one that's a little bit more fun. So let's go ahead and jump into my top 10 tips here. Here we go. Tip number 1, I purposely made this video in front of my undecorated Christmas tree to show you that it doesn't have to be perfect. It is December 9th, and I'm pretty sure everyone on the planet already has had their Christmas tree perfectly decorated since Thanksgiving weekend, and mine is not. And the reason I want to show it to you is just because, you guys, it's not about perfection. My Christmas tree's up. I wanted to find a night when we could do it and the whole family could be there and there wasn't going to be a ton of other things going on and it wouldn't get rushed over. I've always loved decorating the Christmas tree, and so for me, I wanted the experience of it. And so it's happening late, and I've had an undecorated Christmas tree set up in my living room for a while, about a week now. And that's okay. I don't want you to feel like everything has to be done exactly or not at all. Just do what you can do and then let go of all of the rest of that pressure. The second tip that I have for you is don't worry about what everybody else does. Maybe your neighbors do Elf on the Shelf, maybe you don't. In fact, my first grader asked me why we don't have an elf at home, and my answer to him was because elves are stupid. I'd never even heard of Elf on the Shelf until like 2 years ago, and I think it's just something that, you know, certain moms decide to do. Now, for those of you who love your Elf on the Shelf, I'm sorry if I offended you. I have no problem with you loving Elf on the Shelf and doing it and having a great time with it. But just because somebody else does it doesn't mean that my family has to do it. And so really let go of what everybody else does, even the traditions that you had with your family growing up. Growing up, my family would always go out to a movie on Christmas Eve. It started out because my stepmom needed us out of the house so she could get some things done. And so they would send all the kids to a movie. And then it got to the point where my parents decided we were having so much fun they wanted to come too. And so that was our tradition. We'd go to a movie every year. And you know what? It's a tradition that I've let go of as my family. There's things that I enjoy more, even though it was great growing up. My husband's family always got together and they read Bible stories and they sang Christmas carols and they spent the night at home, they had candles, and to me, that was the tradition that I wanted to continue with because it created more of the result that I wanted for the holiday season. So I give you permission to let go of things and to say, no, that's not something that we're going to do this year. Even things like neighbor gifts. We lived in a neighborhood a couple of years ago, and it was a starter home neighborhood, so everybody was kind of in starter home mode, and everybody was about the same age, and oh my gosh, it was crazy at Christmas time. Everybody gave neighbor gifts to everybody, but they were so inexpensive that they were ridiculous. Like I shouldn't say ridiculous. They were just, it was funny. Like I remember one of them was this cheese grater from the dollar store, and it said, "What a great season." And then another one, we got nails from the hardware store, and they were to remind us of, you know, Christ, but they were nails from the hardware store. And they were just all of these little things, and I just looked at it and said, I am not doing this. Like, just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean that I can or want to or have the energy to. I work, I own a business, I always have, and so my time has to be really spent on the things that are top priority for me. So I love my neighbors and I want to recognize them. So instead, what I've done in years past is just had a neighborhood cookie exchange. So all the neighbors come over to my house. I schedule it when it works for my schedule, and then we each make cookies and we trade with each other, and I take care of all of my neighbors at once and get to spend time with them together. So just because somebody else does it doesn't mean that you need to. Number 3 is I want you to know what is your top priority for the holiday season. There's so many options for things that you can do. If you just get on Google and look up Christmas or holiday activities in my area, you will find a myriad of things that you could be doing. My question is, what do you most want to create this holiday season? So for me, what I really want for me and my family this year is I want us to have a spirit of service. And I want us to really connect with the spirit of giving. So I have made top priority things like my children and I doing a fundraiser to raise money for the Children's Hospital. That's something that we spent a lot of time towards, and my husband even was like, man, you guys spent a lot of time on that. And to me, that was worth it because it was something that was a top priority. However, a lot of other things that are options for me, they're not my top priority, so we're bumping them down. We already this year have said no to a Christmas caroling opportunity. We've already said no to a couple of church activities that were going on. Not that we're saying, no to all of them, but there are definitely things that we've already said no to this year. So knowing what your top priority is, and then looking at every opportunity that comes along, look at it and say, okay, is this going to build our ability to serve and to have that giving feeling in our heart or not? And if the answer is not, it's something that I give you permission to just let go of. Excuse me, I'm working my way through a cold. Okay, number 4, shop online. I always think it's funny when people are like so stressed about all of their holiday shopping and all of their holiday gift giving that they have to do. My holiday shopping gets about 85% done in about 2 hours online. Now, I know I have boys, and boys are probably a little easier to shop for than girls are, but there really is a lot that you can do online, and it makes it so simple. You can even have it sent directly to their house. You can have it sent directly to your house. It saves you so much time to be able to go and shop online. Think about it this way. Online, you can compare everything. You don't have to travel to different stores. The other benefit is you have no travel time. The other benefit is you don't have any time waiting in line. And if you live somewhere cold like I do, you don't have to get all dressed up and go out in the cold. So that in itself is going to save you a lot of time. Now, I will go out and go Christmas shopping with my husband once just because it's fun. And we do it as a date, and we go and, wrap up our little stocking stuffers or little last minute gift things that we need to do. And it's something that we enjoy doing, so we do it together. But the majority of my shopping I just do online, and it's super simple, super fast, and saves me a ton of time. And I don't have to meet any grumpy people while I'm there. I can just listen to my Christmas music and click away on my computer. Number 5, for those of you who own businesses, this one's really important. You need to know what is your essential business list. And most of what would go into that are your income producing activities. What is it going to take to keep income coming into your business? My business to-do list is so long all the time that it would take me I would need to block out my calendar for a week and not do anything else in order to catch up with those projects. And then by the next week I would be behind because I hadn't done all of my regular stuff. It's just a really long list. And at this time of year, it's a great time to be able to just say, you know what, that's not going to happen right now. That's not going to happen right now. Know what your essentials are to keep your business functioning. Maybe you really are wanting to redo your website. Maybe it really needs to be done. I can totally relate. I'm right there. My website needs a makeover, and it's been on my to-do list. But you know what? I can say, okay, that is not something that is essential for my business moving forward right now. Our website functions. It might not be as cool and as organized as I want it to be, but it's functional. So I need to focus on the things that absolutely are essential to keeping my business moving. Number 6 is related to number 5. It is keep a tab and start keeping track of things that you're going to do after the holidays. There's so much power in deciding not to do something. If you've got something that's just weighing on your mind, like it's weighing, what's happening is it's attaching a lot of emotion to it. Stress, guilt, worry, fear. There's just a lot of negative emotion that gets attached to it. And when you actually tell yourself, I am doing this later, you get rid of all of that emotional burden, and it really allows you to be able to focus on the things that do need to get done now, you can really get in there and get things done quickly and really effectively. All right, the next thing is to look and see if there are any holiday parties that you can actually plan after the holidays. And the funny thing about that is people actually kind of appreciate it because there's so many parties going on right now. There's work parties, there's friend parties, there's church parties, there's school parties, there's my book club group party, and I don't know, there's a million different parties. And so I would recommend that you look at it and see who can you get together with after the holidays. For example, I've got a group of girlfriends that really, it would be so fun to get together, and we kind of have been chatting about it. And I just made the suggestion, hey, what if we do an after Christmas party and we all get together and go out to breakfast after the holidays are done, when kind of that downtime happens for most people. So that's another option as well. Look and see, is there anything that you can do in the new year, in the beginning of 2014. Next tip that I have for you all right, my next tip that I have for you is to try and see which ones I'm missing here. When the kids are out of school, actually make time to enjoy them. Sometimes we're so busy right up until Christmas that we don't even really feel that Christmassy feeling. And then after Christmas, your kids kind of go into their toy coma. And I don't know about you guys, but my kids are the most fun and excited before Christmas. And then after Christmas, that's when, they are kind of overloaded with things, or they're more grumpy with each other because they've been home for a week together. My boys tell me this all the time. They're like, Mom, we've just been together too much. We're sick of each other. And, that's after 5 days. So they get home on the 20th. By the 25th, they're kind of fighting a little bit more, and they're not quite as much fun. So I would suggest take some time before the holidays come and actually make time to just do activities together. Now, I love multitasking, so I love creating quality time around things that I want to do already. For example, decorating the tree all together. Or if you've got, holiday baking, bake with your kids. I know it takes longer, and half of my pies that I baked for Thanksgiving did not turn out, but it was quality time, and it was worth the bonding that happened. And my boys will always remember those types of experiences. So if we can let go of perfection, we can make time to have our children help us with the things that we're doing anyway, and then use that as really good quality bonding time. Number 9 is to make time for you. I know during the holidays, a lot of years I have spent right the week after Christmas sick because I pushed myself so hard. I'm hoping this year that I'm getting that over with before the holidays because I've had a cold for the last week. But a lot of times you push so hard and then you kind of crash and burn after the holidays, and you go into January feeling like you're in a slump. And so my suggestion is make time for you. I love White Christmas. I can't get anybody else in my family to watch it, so I need to find time when I can sit down and watch that movie just by myself with some hot cocoa and a blankie. Whatever are the things that you love to do. What are the things that made Christmas magical when you were little? Did you love doing Secret Santa? Did you love serving? What is it that you really love to do? And just make some time for that. And my last tip for you is to, now I can't remember if I said this one already. If it's a double, just attribute it to holiday brain, I suppose. Serve other people. That is so important. If you really want to connect to the feel of the holidays, I love the fact that my children in school, they study Kwanzaa, they study Hanukkah, they study Christmas. They get exposed to all these different world religions and what the holidays are about. But if you look at the heart of all of it, no matter what religious background you are, what your context is, there's service at the heart of all of these major holidays. And I want you to really connect to that and connect to loving the people around you more, connect to sharing. There's nothing that gives you perspective like going out and serving someone else. For me, I get so caught up in all of the details of my life and how busy it is and all the things that are going on. And then I go and I see people who have their problems are real. They really don't have a place to live, or they really do have poor health, or they really did just lose a loved one, and all of a sudden my too many Christmas parties does not seem quite as important anymore. And so I encourage you to make time to serve. One of my favorite memories of Christmas as a kid was the year that my family and I spent Christmas Eve at the homeless shelter. And that was the day that they did the Christmas dinner, and to see the people come through and the families, and it wasn't a big town, didn't have a huge homeless population, but there were there were families there, and we got to feed them their food, and then we got to go around and talk to them, and see the moms with their kids. And I'm sure those mothers feel exactly the same way that I do about my kids. They love them, they want them to be safe and warm and fed, and to be able to be part of that, it makes all of your stress and all of your problems seem so much more minimal, and brings you so much joy to be able to help and reach out to other people. So that is my last tip for you. Make some time for service. I just want to end today by telling you that you are doing a good job. You are amazing. Christmas can be a challenging time of year, and I want you to really make the most of it and go into January feeling uplifted, feeling ready to focus on your New Year goals. Now, if I can be a resource for any of you, I would absolutely love to connect. I have 5 free videos that I'm going to send to everybody starting after the holidays. And those videos are all about how to create more time management and create more balance between your business life and your family life. So be watching for those. Consider them New Year's so you can get through the holidays, and then you'll start getting those training videos from me. And if I can be a resource for you, please feel free to reach out. I'm on Facebook. My website is amywalkerconsulting.com, and I look forward to being in touch. Have a great holiday season.